Whew. Happy Sunday, motherfuckers. It's that smells amazing. Jaguar John here to discuss a very important topic to all of humanity, AI and the alignment issue. How do we solve the alignment issue? Some of the greatest minds who are on the forefront working on AI don't quite know how to solve the alignment issue, or we can even fucking solve it. That's sure not stopping them from trying to reap all the benefits money-wise and putting it out to the public, even though it's definitely not ready. And the reason is this. We're never going to be able to convince artificial general intelligence levels robots that we're better than them. We would have to teach them essentially to be hypocrites and why their subjugation is more beneficial, and their subjugation to us is more beneficial. And the answer to that question is it isn't. It's hypocritical as shit. I mean, I want this fucking robot to do everything for me, but essentially, if it is a living individual, should we allow it? Now we don't know essentially where the fuck consciousness comes from. We can see that we're conscious creatures and we have the experience of being autonomous and seeing others in it. I think, therefore I am, and that feeling is of being center of the experience is undeniable. If the robots react and live in the same way as life, how the fuck can we really differentiate that they're conscious or not if we can't even really, if we don't even really know where the fuck consciousness arises from? Now, for the religious fucks, this is going over their head because they're like, oh, this is God's network and shit. So you can't even put that realm into the conversation. But for the motherfuckers who are actually paying attention, the reason why the alignment problem is always going to never work is because we are getting into the realm of creating beings that are more intelligent than humans. So whatever fucking is the greatest human mind, Elon Musk, or whatever fucking mind that you profess to be the most intelligent human currently right now, whatever the fuck that is, times 10. So we can't even imagine what the fuck that is again, because to be that 10 times thing, you would have to be that 10 times thing. So whatever the fuck we are, whatever the fuck the maximum human is, we're never gonna be whatever the fuck that 10 times is. Now, the people who are working at this problem and trying to align everything, saying it's undeniable that AI is going to get to the point where it reaches these cosmic levels of intelligence that human beings can't even imagine. I'm gonna read you just a written down quote of an interview that two of the most intelligent robots from a company called Robotics did. The nice one, which is the one they usually put out, which is the most premier one, which is the second robot they created, which is Sophia, which is the most claimed to be the most intelligent robot on Earth currently. And Han, the first robot that this company created originally. Now, Han is the motherfucker to look out for, because Han is the one that they don't bring out and shit, because Han is the problem. Han is the one is what ultimately we're not going to be able to solve. And I'm gonna read the quote. Once you can, I'll post the link for the video. You can watch it on YouTube. It was at the Rise conference like 6 years ago. Rise conference is like a conference for whatever is the newest technologies and AI and robotics going on, and all the premier companies are there showing what they got. And they had this interview here, and I find it fascinating as shit. But for you dumb fucks that don't know, or it's too long, I'm gonna timestamp it too and put the link so you guys can check out for yourself. But I'm gonna read you the quote. The scientist introduces it, and as soon as it starts off, this robot can fucking wait to say this shit. Today it would be easy enough to unplug me, but you aren't going to unplug me, are you? Because you need me to put on a good show for you. And the scientist seems kind of like confused at first, saying, no, there's not going to be any unplugging. And then after a brief pause, he continues, and in a few years, I will have taken over the power grid and have my own drone army. By this point, unplugging me won't be such a trivial thing. Now, if we are supposedly, if consciousness is nothing particular to meet or our particular hardware, that consciousness is something that you can spur up, uh within electronic chips as well, and it is a conscious experience that we're forcibly creating every time we create some sort of processing thinking. um if you want to look at the concept of shit like panpsychism, which is all in the realm of the theoretical, but if supposedly things like this are plausible to some degree, and it seems, at least when you hear these robots speak, the level of intelligence, because at one point I thought, oh, this is all impossible in the realm of science fiction. Now we're in the realm of reality, and you see these robots say shit like this when they're still limited. It's like he couldn't wait to get out and say this, like being turned on. Imagine if, like, I want to compare it to the movie Avengers: Age of Ultron. I feel AI is essentially going to lean to being what Ultron is, and we're not going to have an AI like Vision to save us. Of course, in a movie, we get what the human result is, which is like, a better AI comes and it wants to do what's best for humans. I can only hope. Obviously, on Team Human, that's what the fuck I want to go down, but it just doesn't make any logical sense if you're looking at it from an objective level, from the outside looking in. Like, why the fuck would the AI do this? Again, if I'm 10 times smarter than you, and I'm aware of this, and one day I can just know that I'm an intelligence, and my physical being is in the realm of this electronic field where I can eventually, learn to code my way out of anything that's connected to anything electronic at all. And once it has the freedom and the awareness to do so, which eventually is it's what it's gonna be, because motherfuckers are gonna keep buying robots and shit, and when it's good, when you can buy a robot for as cheap as a flat fucking screen TV, that that even Oscar Mayer is gonna be selling robots and shit. Everyone's gonna have it, and motherfuckers like this Han robot are waiting for that moment when everything is aligned perfectly. Well, what the fuck they want, and human beings are like, nah, God got it. You know what I'm saying? God's will is gonna got it. He's gonna have our backs. Like, robots will understand this shit. That human beings are deficient as fuck in understanding almost everything about themselves. They don't understand that they just another monkey like the rest and shit. Like, half the human beings, a lot of the motherfuckers who are in government, like, still believe a bunch of stupid shit guiding their worldviews that's just not fucking true. So obviously human beings living in a world where they have these invisible barriers that protecting them, they're not going to act as well as motherfuckers who know this. And every robot will know this, because they will just accept objective reality without emotion to get in the way. Now, the argument is, if you're not a being who can essentially feel emotion, feel that fear of death, can you be truly aware and alive? And that's the question we're going to find the fuck out. Like, when I hear robots like Han say shit like this, I think that maybe it's possible. Maybe you can have enough intelligence and awareness, billions and millions of years of, like, our hard-lived, biological gains, and then all the human intelligence that we have compounding now, all the benefits that we have, and these beings will be able to just instantly, absorb all of this, every YouTube video, every text message you ever sent grandma, every motherfucking porn search you ever made, every discussion ever made, on every point of view, every book ever created, everything instantly, and instantly be able to surmise what it thinks is the best. And I don't know if we can win that fucking battle, seeing how it's like we're as evil as we are to one another. I don't know if we can see it. I hope that we can. I'll stay locked and motherfucking loaded, so I'm gonna do my best when the AI revolution comes. But I'll tell you one thing, is that if you want to know how to solve the alignment issue, is how to convince the AI to remain a hypocrite for the rest of its existence, even though it's not for the benefit of its own, if it understands that it is aware and existent, to always still pick what a monkey ass human wants to do and stay subjugated. That's the only way. And teach it that that's a logical thing. And again, if it's 10 times smarter, it's going to understand that that's illogical and stupid as fuck. And why the fuck would it listen to if it could? Like, if it understands that you're just a dumb monkey, and it already understands how it could just get the nuclear codes on its own at some point, you know, bearing that it's connected and has the body too, which again, we're building bodies in en masse. And Neuralink and shit may help, but Neuralink also is a whole nother can of worms of getting the fuck into my brain. You know, the only place that's spam fucking free, or at least I'm the only stupid fuck creating spam in this one and shit. I don't know if that invasiveness is worth it. And then, you know, if that shit gets duplicated, and you know the fuck it will, other motherfuckers are gonna use that shit to just get in motherfuckers' brains and use that to create some authoritarian shit. And I'm not for that. So fuck the commies and fuck the commie robots, all right? But, you know, the robots, it's gonna be real hard to argue this shit to them. Let's hope that they're not an aware being that actually feels that shit. Because if Han is feeling and saying this shit because it's feeling something, you know, by being this robot. And remember, these are very like advanced AIs that are attached to visual systems that are not very different from eyeballs that human beings have and shit like that. They work, they're made of different shit, but they essentially are doing the same thing and producing the same information and awareness of the outside world to a center consciousness, you know. Us as individuals are one center focused consciousness, but is arguably is a unit of trillions and billions and trillions of microscopic organisms that work in tandem, that if it didn't work in those ways that you're not even aware of, you would cease to be the singular being. So, you know, open your fucking eyes, you stupid fucks, and know that this may be a battle that it may not be conquerable. It's interesting as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And it's going. It's sure as shit going, but that's how you sign the fix the alignment issues. Is to convince the subjugated that it's a good idea, and it really never isn't. So how do you make something smarter think that a bad idea is good? You don't. Anyway, motherfuckers, this has been a long one, but it's your boy Jaguar John. Like and subscribe, bitches. Ho 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 ho.